Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today we're going to make a spirograph. I have the shirt turned inside out, and it's going to remain turned inside out for the entirety of this project. And I have it laying flat on the table with the front of the shirt looking up at me. And I'm going to create a spiral like I always do. Give it a little pinch, and with a microwave splatter guard and a hemostat, I'm going to create my spiral. Once I get a couple rubber bands on the project, I like to tighten it up. So I pull on the loose tails and I tuck them into the nearest rubber band. And I go around and around doing this until when I pull on those tails, they just don't do anything more. Then I know the spiral is nice and tight. Now, with the front of the shirt still facing up at me, I'm going to dip it in the fire red. And you don't want to oversaturate your project. You just want to get dye on the tips of the pleats. That's it. Now I'm just going to pat off the excess on a paper towel. You really don't want to have oversaturation, and then treat it like any regular shirt and batch it for 24 hours and go through the entire washout process. So just like with anything else, I started with cold water to get the soda ash out, increased my water up to hot, rinsed until the water ran pretty much clear, took it to the washing machine, used Curolon in the hot water cycle, but I did not use any fabric softener. After the washing machine cycle, I put it in the dryer, and then I put it in its very own soda ash container. So I took a container, put a little tiny bit of soda ash in there, I set a timer, and I soaked it for 30 minutes. Look at how pink the soda ash is. It's really important when doing a project like this that you do not stick your project in your soda ash bucket. The soda ash will cause the dye to leach out of it, and you'll ruin your entire soda ash bucket. Okay, on to the next step. We're going to spiral it up again. Now the difference is I have the back side of the shirt facing me. So whereas in the beginning I had the front side of the shirt looking at me, I could see the tag. I have flipped the shirt over. The front of the shirt is flat on the table and the tag is on this side of the shirt. And you just spiral it up like you did in the beginning. Oops, I didn't quite hold down the center of the spiral enough and pulled it out. That's all right, just push it back down in there. If it comes out too much, you're gonna have to undo your shirt and spiral it back up. And just like before, secure it by using rubber bands. Just like I did with the fire red, I'm going to dip it into the Bluebird. So watch what happens when I stick it in there. It just soaked all that up like a sponge, and it doesn't look oversaturated. But let's see what happens after the 24-hour batch period. Now it's time for the rinse out, and this thing is looking pretty blue. You've heard me say in the past that Bluebird is a beast of a color, and I find that to be true with a lot of the blues, but for some reason Bluebird is extremely powerful. It's a beautiful color though. Okay, for the rinse out, you want to start by using cold water. That's going to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the fabric, and then increase your water up to hot and rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. From here, I take it to the washing machine, and in my hot water cycle, I like to use Curelon. That is a professional textile detergent. And then I like to do a final hot water cycle using Millsoft, and Millsoft is a professional fabric softener. And I get both of those from Dharma Trading Company, and the links are down below in the description box. It just makes it easy for you to find. And then I put the project in the dryer and I'll iron it, and we'll come back and we'll see the results. Well, here it is, guys. Not much of a spirograph, is it? I'm still going to call it a spirograph though, because this is the method how you achieve it. Now, what I would do differently next time is I would use a sponge brush to just barely dab the dye on the tops of the pleats. This thing is way oversaturated. Basically, it's a blue tank top with some red stripes, and if the white wasn't in there going the opposite direction, it definitely wouldn't look like a spirograph at all. So these are rather laborious. You know, you have to wash it, dry it, soak it again, tie it again. Yeah, I don't know if it's all that worth it. Had this turned out, maybe I'd feel differently about it, but I mean, they do look cool when they're done correctly. So this is one of those projects like, do as I say, not as I do. Like I said, sponge brush, just the tips. So overall though, what do you guys think? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing!